Hello, this is Marky Mark, and welcome to part 3 of the Ultimate Beginner's Guide. We're on my Sorceress Electra for level 4. We've completed the first 2 quests. So just before we go to the third quest, I want to show a couple more tips. Still wearing the same kind of equipment. I have a cast rate ring, which is kind of nice. Nothing too fancy. I did have this charge bolt firebolt staff. I'm actually going to swap that out with this one because it has 2 to charge bolt and 3 to firebolt. And one thing I did not kind of go over before about the weapon swap. If you go to your options, gameplay, controller, or let's see, where is it? Controller. So I think the default option for weapon swap separate skill buttons is not checked. So when you swap your weapons, you will have the same skills on both weapon swaps. But if you want them to be different, all you have to do is check this box here and then hit Y to accept all and then close the menu. So I'm going to have an alternate weapon swap, and right now I have weapon swap set to the R button, R1, little R button on the top, and I'm going to swap that weapon. And I also have weapon swap on this setup, little top R button, R1, because I'm actually going to put this +2 to frozen armor staff on this weapon swap. So the interesting thing about frozen armor is that once you cast it, it lasts for, a pretty long time. So all you have to do is cast it, and the current skill level that is used is based off of what your skill level is when you cast it. So after you cast it, I'm going to cast it at level 3 because I get a bonus from this staff. And it also lasts longer because it'll be level 3. And then once I do that, I'm going to swap back to my other weapon that I'm using to fight with. So this can be useful for things like summoning skills. When you summon like wolves or skeletons or goatmen, you can have an alternate weapon swap that has a higher bonus to those summon skills. It also works for other skills that you kind of just use and they last for a long time. But yeah, that's just a little tip. For my mercenary that I got from doing the second quest, I'm actually going to switch to the firebow mercenary. So when you hire a new mercenary, you need to take all your equipment off your mercenary before you hire a new one, or else it'll delete it. So I'm just going to keep this bow here because I'm actually going to switch to this hunter's bow with 3 sockets. And I'm going to hire a firebow mercenary. And that will replace my mercenary. And then I can put this gear back on that mercenary. I recommend finding like a socketed hunter's bow for your mercenary once you complete the second quest. I kind of use a lot of my gems, but I'm just going to put 2 chip rubies in there. It's also nice to put like a chip sapphire in for cold damage, because then your mercenary will slow monsters with the cold damage sometimes. And here we go to the next quest. I think you had to talk to a Kara to get the quest. So yeah, we're going to go back to the coal plains. Switch weapons, throw on a higher level frozen armor. And I'm actually going to use Charge Bolt now. I put most of my points from skill points into Charge Bolt. And you know, if there's just a single monster, I guess I'll use Firebolt. But I have a pretty high level Charge Bolt. There's some pretty tough monsters. And I'm dying. Yeah, you don't want to get too close to the monsters as a sorceress. Definitely don't want to get too close. Yeah, once we go to that next area, the monsters are going to get a bit harder. But our equipment isn't super great. But I think as long as we keep our distance, we'll be okay. This quest takes a little bit of time to complete. And, you know, use some mana potions, some healing potions, pick up a few more. So in my previous video, I showed that side area there is the cave. Yeah, mana potions will pretty much get the job done for now. And like I said, I'll put these sapphires in here for extra mana. I've not put any points into energy, although the sorcerer starts with 35, I think. I need to start putting some points into vitality to get some more stamina and life. So we're just going to look for the stony field. Yeah, this quest is a bit longer than the first two. So let's see if this is the stony field. No, burial grounds. So maybe we shortcut across here and see if we can find where the path led to. Yeah, this quest is a little bit longer. I think the video is just gonna happen to go a little bit longer because the quest is a bit longer. Unless I like split it into 2 videos or something. You drink a well, it restores some of your stamina and your life and your mana. Got a level, I guess I will go ahead and do that. Once I get to level 6, I get access to the next row of skills. But for right now, I think I'm just actually going to maybe do another charge bolt. I don't actually want to put... Oh yeah, I don't have warmth now, so I guess I'll put a point into warmth. The other staff I was using had a point, or had warmth on it, but I'll just... 1 point into warmth is pretty good for a sorceress. So in the stony field, the waypoint is actually not along the path. So we're just going to actually wander around to try to find the waypoint. Oh, look, we got lucky. Yeah, so once you go to the dark wood, you're going to want that stony field waypoint to come back. But we kind of got lucky. That'll save us some time on the video. So now we're just going to follow the path. And it looks like it leads here, I think. Yeah, the underground passage. And if you look at your quest log, it says, go through the underground passage to the dark woods, search for the tree benefice, and recover the scroll. So this is a 2-level dungeon. We actually don't need to go to level 2 unless we want to get the treasure box and kill some monsters, but there's actually just an exit on level 1 that leads to the dark wood. So maybe we'll get lucky and find that really quickly. And you can also heal your mercenary or follower by holding down the bottom left big L button and using a potion. So I'm going to hold down bottom left L button and press the potion button to give my follower a potion. Once you start getting the rejuvenation potions that instantly heal and don't take time to recover, those are really good to give to your follower. There's a mana shrine there. I will grab that to restore my mana. Recast frozen armor. And it looks like we found it. Yep, it'll be a little purple pink icon on the map to find an exit to the next area, I guess. So there's the Dark Wood. I'm going to set up a portal just in case I die, so I can come directly back here. The path just takes you to the next area, but we're just going to look for the waypoint and the Tree of Benefice, which is part of the quest. I feel much stronger now. The follower got a level up. So if you look, the rogue is now level 4. We are level 5. Your mercenary can never get higher level than you, and when you hire a new mercenary, your mercenary will start one level lower than you. And if I believe so, depending on how fast your mercenary and you level, I think your mercenary can get to the same level as you. But at the beginning of the game, the mercenary levels up a bit slower because you're leveling really fast at the beginning of the game. Once you get farther, your mercenary will kind of stay closer in level to you. So I recommend, near the beginning of the game, to just keep taking off your mercenary's equipment and hiring another one to keep your mercenary closer to your level. It's a rare spear. I don't think I'm going to pick that up. Large charm. I'll identify that. And a ring. Like I said, I like to pick up all the blue ring. Ooh, that's a gray boots. I got another level. Identify this large charm. So charms, all you have to do is keep them in your inventory, and as long as you meet the level requirement, you get the bonus. I like to keep a lot of strength and dexterity charms, just in case I need to add some extra strength and dexterity to wear equipment. And then the ones I'm not using, I put them in my stash and save them for other characters. Charms are a good way to get resistances. Because resistances can be pretty important, especially fire and lightning. Alright, so not finding. Maybe down here. Charge Ball seems to be doing a pretty good job. And then, you know, Firebolt if the monsters aren't close together. Kind of a nice setup, I guess. Alright, so I haven't found the waypoint. Maybe over here. Spike Fiends, those things shoot at you. Gotta watch out for those. There's the tree. And there's some tough monsters near the tree, so I get ready for those. Oh, I'm getting hit. Better run away. Don't want to stay close to those guys. They do a lot of damage. Alright, I will heal my mercenary again. Alright, let's talk or interact with the tree to get the scroll. So now we're just going to look for the waypoint and then go back to town. I think I'll go this way. Yeah, I guess I kind of carried enough extra potions with me to complete the video pretty quickly. Waypoint? Nope, looks like a dead end down there. There's the waypoint, I think. There's a little torch there that usually indicates... Oh, no, but it's just a camp. Usually the waypoint has a little torch by it. There's a chip sapphire. Put that in my follower's bow. Old book, those are always good for the warlock. Ooh, a green buckler. That's kind of nice. Oh, there's the waypoint on the back there. It's on the map. I can see it. And there's the gate or whatever to the next area. I guess if you're going to, you know, stop playing at this point, once you complete the quest, you could go ahead and go to the next area and get the next waypoint. Could make things a little bit easier. But we're going to go back to town. Not going to mess a whole lot with the inventory right now. But I guess we just need to show the Scroll of Benefice to Akara. She translates it. And then now you have to go back to the stony field and find the Karen stones. So here's the scroll. And if you hold it down, it shows you what order to touch the stones in. It's always random. You can't actually try to guess because you just have to have the scroll for it to work. But once you have the scroll, you can just keep touching all of them until it works. You don't actually have to look at the scroll. Wear leather gloves. Let's pick up all these potions, I guess. So we didn't actually find the stones the first time through. So some of these bigger enemies, if you get close enough to them, you can actually hit them with a bunch of charge bolts. So this is the Maudie Tome. It actually gives you a future quest, the fourth quest, the Forgotten Tower, when you talk to it. You don't have to get that to do the quest. You can actually just go to the location and do the quest without actually having to touch that. So in between this video and the next video for the next quest, I'm probably gonna do a video in between. It'll be like, what, like, is this video part number 3? Or no, wait, this is part number 3, I guess, for the third quest. I'll probably have like a 3.5 or something in the middle for some additional tips on the mercenary and some of the Herodic cube things, maybe. That guy's lightning enchanted. He shoots out charge bolts when you strike him, I guess, with certain attacks, so you gotta be careful with that. Alright, so now there's a nearby shaman reviving things. The mercenary killed the shaman. And yeah, you can just touch the stones so you figure it out, or you can look at the scroll and do it in the right order. We'll be lazy and just touch all of them. Yeah, once you go in here, find and rescue Deckard Cain. Oh, frozen aurora off. Alright, this is gonna be a lot of monsters. Mercenary's kind of dying. I use my full rejuvenation potion. There's Griswold. Don't get near Griswold. Griswold do some heavy damage. Yeah, and unfortunately, let's make this a little bit easier. We're gonna run away for a second. I think I'm gonna point into static field. And we'll put that on. We haven't really been using the main regular attack, so I think we'll put it on the B button. Get a little bit close and use static field. You can actually just use static field and get monsters really low on life. Can't really kill them with static field, but it's a good way to weaken strong monsters. Take that E-orb. Another strong monster. Let's static field that monster. Yeah, most sorceresses late in the game at least put 1 point into static field. And then, you know, if you get equipment that raises the skill level of static field, it'll work at a larger radius. Sorceresses can kill a lot of bosses fast because it'll quickly weaken them up a lot before you have to actually start using your other skills on them. Yeah, so maybe I don't kill the monsters. Maybe I just go for Cain. Well, we'll kill those. There's Cain. Rescue Cain. More champions. Lots of strong monsters in here if you want to get some additional experience and just come back here after you complete the quest and just kill the monsters again. Yeah, but I think we'll just go back to town now. Cain has been rescued. And then you talk to Cain and Akara in the camp. And now Cain will identify all your items for free now. And then you ain't got to use your scrolls as much unless you're out in the wilderness you want to identify something. And when you talk to Akara, she gives you a ring. One of these rings here. Yeah, so that's quest number 3, the search for Cain. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you again. This was Marky Mark.